Good evening, Leeds United fans, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tonight, Leeds beat Norwich 2-0 at home at Ellen Road. That's another 3 points bagged, and that is Leeds back to the top of the Championship table. There are a lot of negative Leeds fans out there saying, Farke out, boring football, we need to play Ramazani, we need to start Schmidt. Guys, I know you all have your hearts in the right place and you all love Leeds United, but you've just got to get behind what we've got. This is our manager, this is our style of play, and these are our players. We need to get behind them because that isn't going to change until at least the summer. So if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's my only advice. I know it sounds a little bit harsh, a little bit rude, but come on now. We've got to get behind this squad. Yes, tonight wasn't the most amazing, exciting game of football, but we won 2-0. We got the job done. We had two fantastic goals from Solomon and from Dan James. And yeah, we got it done. That's what it's all about, because I watched Leeds United in League One. I watched them getting battered around in the Championship for years. So I just want to see my club winning games and doing what it takes to get into that top two. Yes, Burnley beat Plymouth 5-0. Good for Burnley. There's nothing we can do about anybody else. All we can concentrate on is backing Leeds. And we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up, starting with Burnley next Monday. So all we need is kind of that positive vibe around the club. We don't need the negativity. I don't want to be a happy clapper. It's just, you've just got to get to that point where nothing we say or do on social media is going to change Farke's idea of football, his style of football, or the players that he trusts. And there was a lot of Leeds fans saying back before Christmas, send Solomon back to Spurs, he's no good to us, we don't want Solomon at Leeds United. And now look, he's one of our best players, almost undroppable. Between Solomon and Dan James, we have two fantastic wingers that are keeping out Willy Gnonto and Ramazani, who are wingers that would walk into 99% of other Championship football clubs, and that is amazing. As much as I'm a massive Ramazani fan, and I think Willy Gnonto is fantastic, 100 caps for Leeds, 100 games for Leeds by the time he's 21, insane. But you cannot drop Dan James or Solomon right now. Yes, Farke is playing a risky game in terms of injuries and riding that line with Solomon's injury past, but he knows more than we do. He has the medical team there, and he thought it was right to play them, and it was proven. And then once we got to that point around where it was 2-0 up, he decided to take them off, and what a luxury to be able to take off players like Solomon and Dan James and bring on Laji Ramazani and Willy Gnonto. It is just crazy that our squad depth is so strong, and those two would be starting week in, week out for 99% of Championship football clubs. So we do have that as a massive luxury. When we're looking through the squad, in terms of Meslier, I don't think Norwich had a shot on target that I can remember. I don't think he had anything to do. He was solid enough. He caught a corner. I think it was a corner, and yeah, there was a bit of an ironic cheer went out. Leeds actually posted a picture of him catching it as well. So yeah, Meslier didn't have too much to do. What he did do, it was all good. Bogle at right back for me is improving week on week. He's adapting, he's changing his game slightly. He is learning positionally to be in like a really good position in our system, and we know how good he is going forwards. Ampadu, Rodon, always solid, always like a rock at the back there, 7 out of 10s, didn't have a lot to do. What they did do very well. Byron, for me, he's a great utility man, really happy with massive value for money because he was free, and he stepped in when other players have been injured or suspended. But you could see the difference when Firpo came on at left back and how attacking he was, and hopefully for me, Firpo is back in there on Monday against Burnley. He's fit, he's healthy, and he's getting these minutes in. As much as Byron can do a job, I want to see Firpo there. Into the midfield, Tanaka obviously got a little bit lively. He was on his final warning, so he got subbed off around that 50-minute mark. Not like Farke to make early subs, but he brought Byram and Tanaka off around 50 minutes. Rothwell, solid again in the midfield. I liked it. Gruev came on again. Didn't really notice him, to be fair, but that's usually a good sign with someone like Gruev and the way he plays. Brennan Aronson, I am not a massive fan of Brennan Aronson. Those of you who follow me on TikTok will know my opinions on him. However, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. He was a good part of that first goal. He had some good passing. He worked really hard. Another 90 minutes, which I still think is risky, playing him until he drops. But yeah, fair play to Brennan Aronson. I still think he made his standard mistakes, running into trouble and stuff like that. But he did all right tonight. We've already spoke a bit about Dan James, and what a 2 years and what a redemption Dan James has had. I don't know if it's redemption's the right word, but what an arc he's had maybe, because he is undroppable. Him and Solomon are just smashing it at the moment, and I just think Dan James is just a fairy tale, really. Everything he went through, remember with the Swansea transfer, and he's come in from Man United, and then his dad was a Leeds fan and everything else. I just think, yeah, like really, really happy with Dan James. Solomon, we spoke already about his quality, his level of skill and how good he was out there. And then obviously you bring on Nonto and Ramazani for them, crazy. And then Piru's a weird one for me. He was involved, he was dropping a little deeper, he was getting involved, but we need to see more goals from him, or we need to see more of a contribution. He got another 90 minutes in today. He looked very leggy towards the end, but yeah, I don't know what to say about Piru. I don't know where I'm at with him. In terms of man of the match, it could be James, it could be Solomon. Did they play long enough? So maybe it's Bogle for me. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments who you think deserves man of the match. Also, your predictions for the Burnley lineup, because that's going to be interesting. Who comes through this injury-free, knock-free, and is available? But where we're at the moment is top of the league. We can't say any more about the situation than keep adding those 3 points. We can't worry about what anyone else is doing. Just keep getting the 3 points. If our away form can kind of string some good results together in this really tough period we've got coming up, including like Coventry away, I think we'll do all right. Thank you everyone who subscribed to the YouTube channel. We've gone from 920 on Monday up to about 980 subscribers today. I appreciate all your support. I'm trying to grow this channel this year. I'm trying to be consistent. So please subscribe, please like, share and comment below. All Leeds, aren't we?